and the Altadena Town Council lost his own home. I was thinking, I knew we were about to have you on, Nick. I was thinking we were just watching the live news conference in Pasadena, and that's what they were saying, that many of the local officials are dealing with all of this. You're dealing with it in your own life, right?
Correct. That's my home you're seeing right now.
That's the video of, and that's kind of a before and after, right, that you sent us of your home's beautiful home, and then, boy, and then you went back, or did you shoot this? Oh, here it is. This is the video. I was looking at this earlier, actually, right before we came on. This is the after.
It's just,
God.
It's shocking. I mean, you're seeing the kitchen there. I was pointing out to my mom back in Iowa, the fridge is gone. Like literally, it didn't even fall down. It's gone. Whatever. I kept thinking maybe stuff in the fridge, like our medications, maybe there's, I had to go there because I was 8 blocks away doing an interview, but I will go off of what Nancy said. Look, there's understandable people want in, but I was just talking to some of my residents. You're being held out for a reason, and you just have to have faith that it's not safe for your health. It's not safe for looters are getting in, and to recognize who is a looter and who's a resident. We just need to keep residents out. And more than anything, we want you to be safe. I think she brought up a good point, who she just interviewed at a recording of. That's another thing I added to my list. I'm all the things I need to answer for residents. How can we make housing easier to find? Because everybody's scrambling. How can we locate the missing? Because I just realized I was finally approached after 48 hours of dealing with this. Somebody just asked, we know of someone missing. Where do we report that? I don't have that answer right now. I got to find that answer. But mostly medications is a good point. My husband is a doctor, and luckily we have other doctors in our realm that can help us get those. But she had a good point. Let's make something easier to get your medication.
Because a lot of people, you just had to make such a quick decision, right? I was watching someone, it may have been in Altadena the other day. The guy, it was on KTLA, and the guy, he went up. His sister lived down the block. It was, you may have seen it. It was a terrible, terrible story. They lived down the block, and he went over to his sister's house, and then and the house was fine. And then he says, oh, I forgot my medication. Let me run back, and the house was gone. That's how quick. I mean, literally, like. That's how it was. Minutes, I guess, but it was almost to the ground by the time he got back. I mean, that's how quick it happened.
Yeah. We have a big family, and when we had to split up when we ran out the door, because there were 4 now adults. We have 2 adult children with us at the moment, and we have 2 dogs and a cat and a bunny. So we split up, and I left the bunny. I was like, hey, we'll be back in the morning. The bunny will be fine overnight. And I said, when we got to the freeway, something tells me we got to go back. And I went back thinking, we just were evacuated. We got a little time. We got to what you're seeing there. Flames were probably blocks away. And I thought, what am I doing? What am I putting my child in? And I quick ran in. Power was obviously out, threw the bunny in a box. I'm so glad we went back, but we
it was a risk. Yeah, it was
We had the assumption, I mean, if I'm leaving one of our family pets, we have the assumption we'll be back in the morning. This is inconvenient. Worst case scenario, I'll have to use my credentials to get to the house, and I'll get the bunny. But I'm glad we went back, because the point is, you're seeing it's all gone.
Look at the car.
It's not all gone. I'm here. Car's just melted into the cement.
Literally.
And it literally is. And you see the footprint. I can't believe how much stuff just disappears. So I'll speak to the body count, because they were touching on that. We were told by our captain the only reason they could identify the bodies that they have is that they were outside of the homes. They had either fallen into the yard or tried to get out. You can't know if someone's in a house. So if there are more people buried, which I'm sure there are, there's no way of recognizing that.
Yeah, so this number of 10 is it's a lot high. It's going to be a lot higher, right? That's what you're saying.
I would imagine. I hate to say it, and I don't want to jinx, the low number we're at, which is a devastating number on its own.
Yep.
I just can't imagine it's not going to lift. Again, I'm now being approached with, where do I put a missing person on? We have no idea. And as far as the number of structures, they're saying about over 5,000. At this stage, there's no one counting them. They're just estimating, because we're just trying to. There are fires still starting in Altadena as of just hours ago, and probably at this moment. The embers are still being moved from house to house. So people who think that they got out of it okay, and think, oh, at least I have a home to go back to, they're worried, because they know this isn't over. This is still going on. The fire didn't just burn through and decimate. it's lingering in the area, and we're just trying to do our best to keep people calm and
and you're dealing with it in your own. Thanks so much for watching. Just go to joinnn.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.